This has just given this project. Every time I've worked on one, it's sort of like having a field where every time you dig, you find a truffle. I've had I've had exceeding good luck in this franchise, going out and taking the shovel out and finding what I needed to find. I don't know what the reason for that is. It was great. I'm very interested in the subject. I read probably more than I should about the science and activities of the intelligence community, but it's more than that. I think I've been very lucky on this franchise to keep finding pay dirt when I needed to, It's not something I've been pursuing in all the gaps in between. It's sort of on demand. So it's not always that case. It's not the history of the rest of my writing.
Also, it's the perfect spy in a world after September 11 is not like glamorous like James Bond or surprising as Ethan is very very dark and it's very relevant to our times. This type of stories to
I don't think the world of espionage was ever very glamorous. I think that it took on a patina in the 60s, through James Bond but I mean, John le Carré, who I think is really the person who really brought it all down to earth. I mean, those books, the legacy, his works. I mean, starting with Spy Who Came In From the Cold. It's hard to find a less glamorous portrayal of espionage than Spy Who Came In From the Cold. I think it's appealing to imaginative writers because it's so uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to lie. It's uncomfortable to be someone else. It's uncomfortable to fool people all the time and make relationships that you're going to have to burn along the way. I think it's a very rich, but there's nothing glamorous about it, I don't think. And we've certainly done nothing in Bourne to make it more glamorous, I hope.
As usual in the movie you direct, the characters have always a wonderful chemistry between them. The character of Rachel Weisz and Johnny Renner, they are perfect blending together. How did you work on the casting in order to have such beautiful performances all the time?
We haven't spent enough time today talking about Rachel. I mean, it's a very interesting question about the chemistry between them. She plays a doctor. She plays a scientist, a research scientist, a very high level research scientist in a lab that has military national security clearance. So she's a scientist who's trapped. She can't go out and publish. She can't go to scientific conferences. Very complicated woman, very brilliant woman. So in casting her, we needed somebody who you would really believe. She has to be age appropriate. She has to have the intelligence. She has to have the complexity of that. When we made the movie, we didn't have to have real chemistry between them for the movie to work. They could have existed. They have to go on the run together. Their relationship is so necessary to one another to stay alive, and what's between them is so interesting because she's the doctor, one of the scientists who's created part of the program that he's in, so it's sort of doctor and monster in a way. Their relationship is really interesting. It didn't have to have chemistry to be successful. We could have finished the movie with them being brother and sister.